work. Hi everybody, Dr. Kerry Yerkew here. I am the author of the 100-Day Diet on Amazon, and today we're going to talk about the 5 common mistakes when people are trying to lose weight. And my story goes back to childhood, really, when I was overweight, and even though I was very active with sports, I couldn't lose the weight. And it really came down to my diet and kind of the reward system growing up with my parents and grandparents. And but I didn't know that at the time. So, I struggled with being overweight for most of my life, and then tried diets and really struggled with that too. It seemed like nothing was working until I finally found some answers in 2021. So last year, I did some research and started to apply that research, and I did get good results. And I was able to achieve my goals. I wrote about it in the book called The 100-Day Diet, which I'll show you towards the end of the webinar today. But today I want to go over the 5 common mistakes people make when they're trying to lose weight. So losing weight can be tough. Sometimes you feel like you're doing everything right, yet you're still not getting results. You may actually be hindering your progress by following misguided or outdated advice. Here are 5 common mistakes people make when they try to lose weight. So in this webinar, what I'm going to cover is why low-fat or fad diets do not work. Not eating enough of these key nutrients will derail your weight loss. Not using a tracking app and which ones to use. Not knowing how much sugar you're eating in foods, and exercising too much or too little. So why low-fat or fad diets do not work? Well, the body does need fat, and I think we went through an era in the 1980s and 90s where fat was a bad word. Basically, everything became low-fat, and yet people were gaining more and more weight. As a society, we were getting more and more overweight, and that's because the body does need fat in order for it to function properly. So we weren't getting enough fat in our diet. Our body started to have cravings, and then we started eating more food to try to satisfy the fat requirement the body has. So, not eating fat is not a good idea. And at our masterclass, I'm going to go over how much fat you should eat and what are healthy fats. But today, I just wanted to go over why low-fat diets don't work. Also, fad diets, they're too hard to follow. They're too restrictive. And there's just too much of a change for people to, go from what they're eating right now to a diet and stick with it. So I'm a big fan of gradual change. That's what I did to lose my weight. I gradually implemented what I was learning, and I did get really good results. It did pick up momentum as I was losing more weight and applying more things to my weight loss plan. But fad diets generally don't work because they're just too hard to follow. People feel worse on diets, and cravings increase because your body's not getting the nutrients it needs. Not eating enough of these key nutrients will lead to cravings. So the body does need electrolytes, and if you're not getting enough electrolytes, your body's going to feel off. You could have water cravings, like you feel really thirsty, get dehydrated, and then you start to drink sugary drinks to try and get hydrated. So, sometimes we're not even aware of the cravings that we have. And so electrolytes, one of those key things that we need enough electrolytes for our body to work properly. The body does need fat because every cell in the body has a membrane, and that's made of fat. Also, hormones are made from fat. So we need the building blocks for those chemicals and the cell membranes. And so we need all different types of fats, from saturated fat to monounsaturated fats. We should cut down on the polyunsaturated fats, but this is a topic for our masterclass and our platinum Get Fit group. And I'll tell you more about that towards the end. The body does need protein. Protein is the building blocks for the bones and the tissues. And so we need protein in order for our body to rebuild and to heal. Now, some diets are made strictly on the basis to eat a lot more protein, and that can be hard on our kidneys. So I'm not a huge fan of a high protein diet. In fact, there is some research that shows if you eat too much protein, it can get broken down and converted into energy and then stored as fat. So it's going to be counterproductive if you're eating too much protein. And I talk about this at the masterclass as well. The body needs vitamins and minerals. So whether you're taking a supplement or eating a diverse diet, you need a bunch of different minerals and you need a bunch of different vitamins for your body to work properly. I'm a big fan of a multivitamin. I'm also a big fan of doing a smoothie every day. Smoothies really help me to lose weight because I got all my key nutrients in my smoothies. So not using a tracking app can be bad because you don't really know the quantity of the food that you're eating. At the beginning, when I started to work on losing weight in 2021, I thought I knew how much food I was eating, but when I got a digital scale and I started weighing things, sometimes I was over the portion size. I was like at 1.5 or even 2 times the portion size. So then looking at the label didn't really apply because I was eating much more than what was on the label. So it's very important that you do get a scale or a digital scale and you can actually measure. I like to use grams and milliliters because it's very specific versus larger quantities like ounces. So I like grams and milliliters, and then you can enter those foods in a tracking app like Carb Manager. Now there's a free version of Carb Manager, there's a paid version. I have the paid version, but the free version is very good, and you can get that on Android or Apple. It'll sync with your desktop, and it's very helpful because it'll track your foods. You can see a summary at the end of the day, and we can also look at a summary at the end of the week or month. So it gives us the data we need to really make some good decisions, and then it can help us to budget for our day. So what foods are we going to eat? You can even start to plan ahead, like put things in containers for lunches or snacks. So it really can be very helpful to have a tracking app like Carb Manager. Not knowing how much sugar you're eating in foods can derail you. So I was surprised when I first started to look at food labels how much sugar. Now, to look at sugar, you're going to look at not only the sugar label right here, 4 grams, but you're going to look at the total carbohydrate minus the dietary fiber. In this case, it's 38 grams minus 2, which is 36 grams. So you want to know how much carbohydrate foods have, because in general, we want to reduce the carbohydrate load on the body, which eventually gets converted to sugar. We don't want to overwhelm the body with too much sugar at once because it needs to get either burned up or deposited as fat. And we don't want that because we're trying to mobilize fat to burn it up so you lose weight. So this can be counterproductive. And I do think about it like energy, that 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. So we want to start to work on reducing being deficient in 3,500 calories, let's say in a week, so you'll lose 1 pound a week. And I think that's quite realistic for most people. So we want to burn up fat that's deposited. We don't want to deposit more, and we can't do that if we're not eating the right foods or eating too much sugar, which can interfere with the weight loss process. Exercising too much or too little. Sometimes people try to start exercising and they go gung-ho and they can hurt themselves. And I know this as a chiropractor that people do get injured when they have improper mechanics or use their body in the wrong way. But more frequently, people exercise too little. And when I first started to lose weight, I didn't even feel like exercise. I didn't feel like going outside, and it was winter at the time. So going out to exercise and then just feeling tired and sluggish really didn't work for me. As I started losing weight, I got a little more motivated, and then I started walking, and then I had a tracking app on my watch that told me that I burned up 200 calories or 300 calories. Then I started researching how to up my calorie burn, and I found out that high intensity interval training, or HIIT, is a bonus because it'll burn more calories. So I would do these walks with a little bit of a sprint as intervals every minute. I'd do a 5 or 10-second sprint. And pretty soon my body could go longer and longer, 10, 20 seconds of running, and then 40 seconds of walking. You get the idea. It was progressive to the point where I could start running all the time, 10, 20 minutes at a time. So that's what happened for me. And then those runs really led to more calories being burned, 300 calories, 400, 500 calories. Sometimes the real long runs would burn up to 1,000 calories. So that was amazing for my, to accelerate my weight loss. So exercise is good for your body. It's good for your joints in general. It's good for your circulatory system. It produces good chemicals in your body like endorphins. So it does make you feel better. Now, if you want to join our weight loss class, masterclass, it's coming up soon, and you can go to this address right here, weightlossmasterclass.eventbrite.ca. We're going to do a deeper dive into today's topics. We're going to talk strategy to succeed. We're going to consider individual circumstances. So if you have questions, you can type them in the chat at that masterclass or submit them in advance. And we're going to set goals and dates for success. So we're going to quantify how many pounds we want to lose. Maybe we'll talk about measurements like stomach width, hip width, circumference of your legs, chest circumference, arms. So we'll really get into how you can measure and kind of keep some statistics and track your progress. So I'll show you in a minute what that sign up screen looks like. The other thing that you could join is our Platinum Get Fit group. Now this is something new for us here at True North, and we're pre-selling spots for December 1st. So this group is going to start December 1st. What is included is 10 self-study sessions, so you could study at your own pace with lessons, 2 weekly group sessions where I will be the moderator and you can submit your questions, and I'll be talking about group and individual circumstances at these coaching sessions. All access to our Facebook group, so we'll have a support group on Facebook, and one-on-one coaching sessions once a month to address any individual concerns you have. So to sign up for this group, you go to our website, wealthhealthhappy.com/packages, and right now we're offering 25% off if you want to pre-sign up or pre-sell this December 1st start date. And when you go to checkout, use code 25 off for that. So it would be great to have you in that group. And I'm just going to show you guys right now the website. So I'm just going to flip over here to the websites, and I'm going to go to Eventbrite first. Okay, so here we are. So now for the masterclass, if you go to the address I just gave you, what you're going to see is this masterclass on Eventbrite, and then you can sign up right here, get a ticket. Right now, tickets are selling for $24.95 US, so very affordable for that masterclass. And it's going to be on Monday, October the 3rd at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're going to talk more about strategy at this masterclass. Then I'm just going to switch screens here. The other thing I wanted to show you is the book. Now, the book I wrote, I will put a link in the show notes. On Amazon, it's called the 100-Day Diet, How I Finally Lost 30 Pounds in 100 Days with These Simple Secrets. So you can get this in Kindle. You can borrow it from Amazon. You can get a paperback, an ebook, or an audiobook. So they're all available on Amazon. And I'll put a link in the show notes so you can click on that link and go over to Amazon to get that book. And then the last thing I want to show you is the platinum packages. So if you go over to our website, True North, and you click on this platinum groups, you're going to see these three options. The one I'm referring to is this platinum get fit option, where you're going to have all access to the program, which is the self-study masterclasses, the group and one-on-one coaching, and the member access to our group on Facebook. So you're going to get all those benefits by joining our group for a short period of time. You're going to get 25% off for the December 1st start date. And so I look forward to seeing you guys at the masterclass and in our Platinum Get Fit group for December 1st.